Hey, if you're watching this video, that means you're probably interested in knowing what happens when the CDL road test changes. Well, I've been the benefit of actually going through this experience 2 other times, and it's about to be a 3rd time. In 2015, there was a huge change to the road test. 2022, there's a huge change to the road test. And 2023 is going to be maybe one of the biggest changes ever. Now, I brought Billy, which is our expert here. He's our office manager currently in Linden, New Jersey. And he's been doing this for quite a while, and this is what he lives and breathes. Sometimes he even comes up to me with information I had no idea about, so that's why I wanted to bring in the actual guy in here. So, how you doing, Billy?
Good, how are you?
This is your 2nd time in the studio, right?
Yep, 2nd time.
All right, cool. So today's video is all about getting as much value as possible to the students itself. And you went through an experience last year when there was a huge change in the actual CDL testing, right?
Yes.
So what... and you actually were going through it yourself, right? Because
yes.
You were getting your CDL license around that time.
Yes, right before the test change, it was time for me to ramp it up a bit.
So what was the mindset that you had, and how should people think about it moving forward? Should people wait till the test changes and then kind of go through it, or should they try to get things going now? Because most of the time when tests change, do they get harder or easier?
A lot of the time when the test changes, it's going to get harder, and it did this last time, and I'm pretty confident it's going to change to be harder this next time as well.
So your advice is to get everything done before?
100%.
Tell me about your experience when you were trying to go through it.
Sure. So I was stalling a little bit, like a lot of people are sometimes, and we got word that the test was going to change. My permit, like many of you, was about to expire, so I had to ramp it up a bit. I had to put a lot more time in and get the license before it changed, because we didn't know what it was going to change to yet, and I did not want to be a victim of that.
And are you glad that you did?
100%, because it definitely did get harder. I'm glad I got it before that change.
So that was the change that he's talking about when ELDT came into play. But let's kind of take you back a little bit, back to 2015. In 2015, the road tests in most states were about half hour, maybe 45 minutes long. In 2015, there was a federal mandate that came out that all testing had to now be the same, which actually turned the test from a half hour to 45-minute long test to 2.5 hour long test, which is a very scary thing. Back in those days, people were doing anything that they could to try to get in that test before the actual test changed. And we're getting word that that same exact thing potentially can be happening this year in August. Now, since we're a third-party tester, we actually get information before anybody else, but we don't know exactly what is changing. We just heard that it is going to change quite dramatically, and it might get even more difficult than it is now. Now, a lot of people have a hard time passing the test now, right?
Correct.
And most time people fail on what part?
On the pre-trip inspection, the memorization.
The memorization. Now, that is one thing that is going to get different as well. We're getting word from the people higher than us. They're saying that the pre-trip inspection that we have now is pretty detailed, right?
Yep.
There's about 90 different items on there, and they have to memorize a word-for-word script. The pre-trip inspection moving forward, I've seen a few different experts about it, but it's actually going to get even more detailed than it is now. If people think that you have to be a diesel mechanic now, oh my God, when you actually get to that level, it's going to get even worse.
Yep.
And what kind of advice do you have for people when it comes to the pre-trip inspection? A lot of people have, what's the main reason why people fail the pre-trip, I guess?
From what I've seen in a lot of the students that we've tried to help in the past is they're trying to bite too much. They're trying to take on more than they can chew. The way I recommend all of our students go through our pre-trip inspection training, which they're advised down in the yard, is taking it piece by piece. Don't move on to the next piece until you've memorized the one that you're working on right now. And that's proven to be successful for me and for a lot of the other students.
That's right. Yeah. And most of the time people actually just push it off until they start cramming, and then when they try to cram and do everything at once, it makes it very difficult for them to pass. Would you agree?
Yes, it didn't work in 8th grade. It's not going to work now.
That's true, right? And the cool thing about being a student here is if, say, somebody signs up now, the road test is going to be changing in August. Do we have space available for people currently in our Linden location to help people out?
Yes, we do.
And how much more time do you think they're going to have before we're going to be fully packed?
I would say probably the next 3 months or so would be really, really crucial for you guys to get in and get trained. Because again, remember, you still have to get training before you even go and attempt that road test.
That's right. And we fill up pretty quick, don't we?
Yep.
And so especially anytime there's a big change, there's a whole huge group of people who want to get their CDL license now before things get even more difficult, which means that's just going to back everything up. Which means if you wait till July or June, there's no guarantee that we can actually go through the whole program before the August change, correct?
Of course, we'll try our hardest, but we can only do so much with the amount of people coming in also trying to beat the rush.
Correct. So if you want to make sure that you are 100% certain in making sure that you get your CDL license before anything comes close to August, what should they do?
Come in right now to get your CDL. We'll get you trained and tested before that happens.
And the cool thing is that we have the guaranteed courses, right? So even if they try a few tests before the test changes, and then all of a sudden the test changes, what are we going to do to help them out?
Of course, we're just going to take them for the next test, train them up a little bit, and make sure they're ready to pass the new exam.
And how does the guaranteed training courses work with us?
The guaranteed training courses are simply guaranteed. We'll take you to the test as many times as you need until you pass.
Good. So worst case scenario, say you go, you try to squeeze everything in, but you don't pass before the actual road test changes. As long as you sign up with our guaranteed training course, we help you out. We're gonna help you out up into a year of your training itself, and you'll definitely get your license within a year. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
So any words of wisdom for the people coming directly from the expert who deals with hundreds of thousands of people every single year? What should people do when it comes to actually knowing that the road test is going to change?
Yeah, take advantage of the information that we're giving to you now and get in the door and get signed up.
Perfect. All right, guys. So I'll see you on the next video. Hope this helped you out. August is going to be a big change for the whole CDL community. So if you want to make sure that getting a CDL license is something that you're interested in this year, make sure you take advantage now. Give us a call, 908-525-3609, or check out our website to see any of our other locations that are currently open that are able to help you out. That's at cdldrivingacademy.com. Again, cdldrivingacademy.com. Thanks. Have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.